In the last video, I talked about how we could use the Manchester paradigm to ensure that leaderboards actually work well. That builds on ideas from educational testing. But there are other aspects of the Manchester paradigm that I think could improve evaluation. Let's start with the less serious, the game show. Using item response theory could allow the same precision of an evaluation to happen with fewer questions, even fewer if the questions are pyramidal. That makes evaluations more time and annotation efficient, but it also allows the annotation dynamic to change, like in an adaptive test. And this means maybe we could do a live evaluation in a 30-minute or hour game show. I would propose that the evaluation could then become an event. The authors of a new method could submit their system. It could be evaluated live with a human in the loop to look at how the system answered questions. New questions could be released every month or so, and we could see how systems answer questions that specifically challenge the current best systems. It would also allow us to more clearly see that progress in question answering research is happening. Focusing just on the numbers from leaderboards obscures what is a real gain over a previous system. And believe it or not, I think that it would be fun for the same reasons that trivia game shows are fun. Who's going to win? Ooh, this is a tricky question. Google systems have struggled with resolving dates. Will they pull it off? That's the sort of stuff that could happen. How long could this go on? Years, I think, if not longer. Remember that the text of the question isn't the only difficulty knob that we have to turn. Questions could get longer. Questions could require synthesizing more information, lots of hops, or questions could require processing diverse inputs. As we talked about before, this could require a system listen to a question rather than getting the text, understand videos, listen to music, or interact in a long conversation. I'm often asked if computers answering silly trivia questions is actually artificial intelligence. And perhaps the Manchester paradigm is just a complicated artifice that I've built up to soothe my fragile ego and to convince myself that I'm actually doing science. But I think that there is a through line here. Remember that the pinnacle of the Manchester paradigm is the Turing Test, the holy grail of artificial intelligence. Alan Turing proposed a parlor game for computers to impersonate a human, and we're nowhere near that. But there's no reason we can't inch in that direction slowly while keeping the spirit of the Manchester paradigm intact, challenging questions written by knowledgeable interrogators that probe the limits of current question answering agents. I think that doing this right requires some finesse and insights into research trends and preferences. While I personally think that finely tuned pyramidal questions are the best way to measure systems, if nobody wants to work on it, it would be silly to create such a competition. For example, we could create tracks for spoken questions, normal questions, and conversational questions. Eventually, as speech recognition for QA improved, the old parts of the competition would just become normal and fade away. At any given time, we can have a handful of competition tracks slowly inching toward the goal of being able to ask any sort of question about any topic in any medium and compare those responses to the best answers that a knowledgeable and intelligent human could answer. And while there are settings and competitions that purport to be a Turing test, computers just aren't ready for that level of interrogation yet. We need to build up to it. Indeed, this proposal could also play an important role in correctly calibrating the public's expectations of what AI can do. While not every family is going to curl up on the couch and watch an AI game show, far more will do this than will read your ICML, NeurIPS, or ACL paper. And by seeing examples that are explicitly crafted to make AI systems falter, viewers will come away with a better understanding of artificial intelligence than if they had just read the breathless press release that just came out of the big lab in London. And I believe that that is the goal of the Manchester paradigm, to foster understanding. By asking hard questions of computers, it will force artificial intelligence to up its game and to answer questions that require understanding, not just shortcuts. By forcing interrogators to up their game, to probe the strengths and weaknesses of the current creme de la creme of artificial intelligence systems, it will help researchers up their game and understand the limits of artificial intelligence in the moment and suggest new research directions. And by providing all of this in an accessible format, it will help the public understand, appreciate, and skeptically evaluate the potential of AI's role in society. So to sum up, we can up our game and improve artificial intelligence by making artificial intelligence evaluation a game show. This is just a single lecture from a course. YouTube likes to show you these videos out of order, but if you go to the course webpage linked below, you can see the lectures in the right order, and you can get resources like homeworks or suggested reading. You can also visit quanta.org if you want to learn about our systems for creating computers that can answer questions, where Quanta stands for question answering is not a trivial activity. If you want to help the channel, provide a big gradient to the algorithm by liking and subscribing.